I found a way to feel in the zone for every deep work session and workout that I've done for the past year straight. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly the way that I trained my flow state to achieve high efficiency and high energy throughout the tasks that normally would absolutely drain me. Yo bro, my name's Jas and I teach men self-discipline because it changed my life and I know it's going to change yours too. The point of my channel is to get you disciplined faster than I've done and better than I've done. You seem interested bro, so drop a subscribe because it helps me help you. In January 2025, I started bodybuilding training, and to keep myself accountable, I signed up to a powerlifting competition in May 2025. I gave myself a reason from January to May to basically train every single week and train hard because I've got competition coming up. And I also got one of my mates on it. Like, I had to fully convince this guy, but he actually did it. Big shout out to this matey, man. Get yourself friends that'll do stuff like that, man. A week before the competition, I ended up trying 170 kilos on deadlift, and I've got a video of it, and it was hard. It felt like my back was gonna snap. I could barely lock that weight out. It felt horrible. The rep wouldn't have even counted in the powerlifting competition. And on the day, bro, the conditions that I was in was not great. I had to take a train for over 2 hours to get to the place. I hadn't eaten all day. I was already kind of late to the competition, and I was just feeling like I was bitten like a frenzy, right? No food, minimal water, and no stimulants like caffeine or anything like that. I told the judges, like, load up the 170 for me. I've just told them to load that same weight that I nearly failed last week for the real competition. And then I pulled it, bro. And not only did I get it, I got it up easy. It looked like a flipping warm-up. Now you might be thinking, oh, how did you manage to do that then? Like, you went from it being so super hard to it being like kind of easy, bro, in a week. No amount of training in that week in between could have got me that result because it's a week and I'm pulling the same weight. It's gonna be basically the same kind of result, right? Before I lifted that weight, I knew that for the past few months before the gym, I've got myself in the zone by doing the same routine every single time, which is a cold shower, breath work, meditation and visualization. Now obviously at the competition, I can't just go ahead and do a cold shower. I'd already done that morning, but I could do breath work, meditation, visualization, and that's my personal morning mindset stack. So when I did that in the competition, in the moment, I was able to visualize myself not picking up 170, but I was like, I've already pulled 180. Like, in my head, I just started imagining that it's 180 on the bar and I've already pulled it. I saw the mental imagery of me really pulling it, how heavy it felt in my hands, how the crowd were looking. I imagined myself doing it, bro. I really felt like I'd already done it when I walked up to that stage to pull the weight. And no, it isn't like some manifestation woo-woo nonsense. I'm gonna explain this properly, how I trained myself to get into that flow state. So later in the video, the puzzle pieces will come together as to why that actually worked, but I need to explain something first. People genuinely believe that the flow state is an elusive, magical concept that is only attainable for like the highest level athletes, entrepreneurs and CEOs. Only they can achieve a flow state for their work. I will never really get there. That's what you think. That's what the masses think. But the flow state can be trained. And if you ever want to achieve something in your life, even something small, you kind of need to train it, especially if you want the results fast. Because to achieve something quickly, every single input you put in needs to be basically 10 out of 10 quality. So those gym sessions that you've been doing recently where you're not pushing hard enough, you tell yourself you failed on rep 6 and you're curling like 10s. You could pick up the 20s and do 6 reps if you really tried, but you're coping. You watch some Instagram reel that said to train lighter and for even less reps for some reason, and you actually go and do it. You know what's best for you. You need to figure it out. You need to get yourself in that flow state, and you need to train yourself to do hard work and to do it really well, do it on time, and do it no matter how you feel. That's the art of self-discipline. And that is why some people just seem to like get crazy results in the gym when they've probably not got the best genetics. They're probably not that knowledgeable, but all they do is they're just like the retards. They just go in and they train as hard as they can, and that's it. That's what I do, bro. I don't even have a program in the gym, but I've managed to build my dream physique this past year. And all I do in terms of bodybuilding training is I think, okay, what's sore today? Like, bro, today my traps and my shoulders are completely finished, but my back, like my lats and all of that, they feel all right. I could probably hit a pull day today. Do you know what I mean? I just train what doesn't feel sore, and I look better than most people that have a full-on program and they track everything. Now, I'll probably need to do that in about 2 years when I plateau, but I'm not at that stage yet. I just need to train as hard as I can and call it a day. And that's probably where you are as well. This doesn't just apply to the gym. That's just an easy analogy. This applies to every single avenue of your life. If you want to get good grades, you just got to retardedly open the exam paper and just start doing it. You're going to score something like rubbish, but the parts where you scored well on, you could set those aside. Look at what you've done bad, and then you start going through that again and you start learning the real stuff. And then eventually, bro, 6, 9, 12 months from now, you're going to end up getting like 70, 80, 90, even 100% on some of these papers. How do I know, bro? Because I went and did it. If you know anything about A-level maths, bro, I scored maximum on stats and mechanics, 50 out of 50 in the real flipping A-level. And it wasn't that hard to do. I just had to consistently make sure that I was focused and I was productive while I was working, but also doing the right things, doing the hard thing, especially on time and on quality. There was times where I couldn't couldn't do certain questions, but I really like primed myself to learn how. Bro, I'm not even that smart. I'm a bit of an idiot. But when you do these mechanical tasks and you do the thing correctly and you urge yourself to improve every single time, you will just see the results. That's just how it works, bro. When you train your flow state, you're able to train harder, work longer, and achieve the goals that you've actually wanted to achieve, but quicker. We get in the flow state when your brain releases certain chemicals in a certain order at a certain time. So how can we like manipulate that into what we want to do? All we got to do is do certain habits in a certain order at a certain time of the day before the high leverage task that we want to utilize to do our goals, right? So before I used to study, even back then, bro, I was still like a gamer, but on those days where I knew I'm going to study hard, I knew to shut the phone off, put it somewhere else. So that's something that I did to like lubricate the discipline part of my mind. I would sit down in the exact same place, have the exact test paper open, and I'd have my door shut. These are all little things that I did to get my brain ready for the flow state, and this would happen usually at the same time every single day in the evening. Even more recently for the gym, bro, the way that I would get into the mode for gym is doing breath work, meditation, and visualization just beforehand. But every single morning for the past year, I've also done a cold shower. So my brain knows, okay, as soon as this guy wakes up, within the first 10 minutes, we're gonna get blasted with like freezing cold water. And my brain knows what to do from that point, and it will release all the correct chemicals. Breath work, meditation, visualization. Certain chemicals are gonna be released. Bro, I'm not a scientist. I don't know what chemicals are released, but I know that they are. And they're released in a certain order at that certain time that makes me ready to go to the gym. And then when I'm in the gym and I'm training hard and I can't like make myself do that next few reps, I get into the same meditative state that I was just in before the gym, and that puts me in the flow. That gives me the power. That makes me push through the reps that most guys, they would stop at. And that's why I've got the physique that most guys don't have. And this ain't like some self-glazing video, bro. This is to show you that you can do the same. And it's not even that hard. You just got to have this slight mindset shift and learn how to get into the flow state. Bro, the next thing that I'm going to tell you in this video, like in this script, I literally just wrote, I didn't even write anything crazy. I just wrote, just give them the source, tell them how to actually do it. So I'm gonna just give you the source and tell you how to actually do it. If I didn't have a method for me to get into the flow state and I really wanted one, just like you do right now, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I would do. The first thing is to create that morning routine. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. If you want it to be crazy right now, you've got it all wrong. Like you need to train yourself to get into that crazy mode where you're doing like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 good habits every single morning, and then you're doing like 4 hours of hard work. That stuff takes years to achieve. I don't have that. I can't do 4 hours straight of hard work. I'll get distracted. My brain will go to something else. I'm at the point where I can do 2 solid hard hours, then I need a break, and then I can come back and do another 2. But that's a side point. What I would do is design it around that high leverage task. If your main goal in life is to get better grades, you need to design your morning around getting those better grades. And going to school isn't part of that. You need to design it in a way where it's you telling yourself what to do before school. Even with training, right? If you want to get a 6-pack, you need to design it so that before school or work, you're training and you're doing specific stuff that will get you that 6-pack. So after designing your morning routine around that 20% high leverage task, the task that's only 20% of the input but gets 80% of the output, then you need to add in the personal development habits, stuff like breath work, meditation, gratitude, cold showers. This stuff is what will prime your brain to release the correct chemicals before you get into that hard task. And if you do these at the same time every single day, that's what makes it so much more powerful. But then you've got to anchor it to something else apart from the time. Don't just do it at the same time, because life will get in the way. You need a different anchor as well, which is when you wake up, you just do the same stuff in the same order. So your brain knows, okay, if this guy woke up at 5:30 yesterday, but today he woke up at like, I don't know, 6 a.m. So that's a half-hour gap. That could be the difference between like your brain surging adrenaline in your body to wake you up versus your brain surging like cortisol for the stress response early in the morning. Again, I ain't no scientist, yeah, but trust me, like 30 minutes is enough of a window to change the chemical response. The way that you manipulate that, and sometimes you're gonna wake up later, sometimes you're gonna wake up earlier, is that you just do the same thing every single day. Your brain, regardless of the time, it knows he's gonna cold shower as soon as he wakes up. Your brain, regardless of the time, knows that as soon as he wakes up, he's doing 20 press ups. This is exactly what I do, bro. I do the same thing every single morning because then it primes my brain to know that, okay, as soon as he wakes up, he's gonna do the press ups and cold shower, he's gonna do a small little workout movement, then he's gonna get into his high leverage task. But just before the high leverage task, he's going to do breath work, meditation, visualization. What can that be for you, bro? Really think about it. Imagine yourself doing 1 or 2 of the habits that I just listed tomorrow morning. And if you want to implement this into your life for real, as you should, bro, you should be wanting to implement these habits into your life. You need to have a mental checklist and take score of these habits and be like, okay, how did the cold shower make me feel? How hard was it to do? How long did it take? Be that guy that really optimizes, especially the morning, because that is where most of your day is built from. A side note is, when you wake up up, do not go on your phone. Because imagine your mind is like a serene, calm, light blue lake. Bro, it's like the lakes in Italy where you can just see right through the water, all the fishes are swimming. Distractions are like black tar where you just pour it into the lake, and now the lake becomes opaque, it kills all the wildlife, and it destroys any chance of being productive. So do not distract yourself, especially in the morning. Give yourself the solitude, give yourself the space to think without external distractions. And I know that in the world of technology it's super hard. My personal tip is just have social media deleted altogether. Like, don't even use that. You don't need it. But that's a topic for another video, man. I'll tell you one thing, bro. For about 2 months before I went for my dream job application, I'd already been doing about 5 to 10 good habits every single morning. I've been researching, I've been working at uni, I've been working on my mind, I've been training. For these 2 months I was fully locked in, and then I had the assessment center. It's like this whole day thing where you're basically against the other top people. So we do online interviews and online tests like mathematics and stuff. Whoever scored highest in the interviews and the tests, they put them, the top people, forward for the real life assessment center day. On that day, bro, I'd done my morning routine every single day for the past 2 months, and then I did the same thing to get myself locked into the assessment center, and then that flow state that I normally achieve in the morning, I achieved that all day long. They called me after the assessment center and they said my performance was the best they'd ever seen, and I'd performed 1 out of the 2,000 people that applied. I came first. I got my dream position, bro. Consultant engineer, straight out of uni. At one point that was a dream for me, man, in my first year. Then I really figured out the actions that I needed to do to make that reality, bro. And I'm just so happy that I managed to do it, and I did it consistently. I've been doing it since. This was about 9 months ago. It's not going to be easy. These habits, these routines, these high leverage tasks, they're not easy. And if I told you that they are, and that like it's going to completely change your life tomorrow, I'd just be lying, bro. And I don't want to lie to you, because I don't want to like attract people that just want completely easy results. I want the guys like me. If you're anything like me, and if you've watched this far, you probably are like somewhat like me, bro. No one's special in this world. We've all like kind of just had the same upbringing and whatever, right? You want to work hard. You want to actually become the guy that can do this stuff, and you're not that far away from doing it. If you're watching this video with this much attention in a world where short form is taking over, gaming is so addictive now, to be able to put your energy and trust into this video and really understand where I'm coming from and want to train your flow state is commendable, bro. I'm proud of you, man, because you're built for more. You're built for more than the stupid video games. You're built for more than just getting mediocre grades at uni like I was back in the day. You want more. You want to be the best. You want to train, and you want to work on your mind, and you want to work on your body. You want all the results, and you want to actually be that guy, bro. Take this advice. Create that morning routine. Understand that it's going to take hard work, and you're going to have to be accountable for yourself. You're going to have to dedicate yourself to this journey. You're going to find yourself in a better place in 5 years doing this than if you were just to continue down the path that you're going now. I've got 2 links in the description. One is for my full program on discipline. It's self-led. I've put it together in a way where if a guy was to watch that now, it would take him 30 days to get disciplined. I've also got a link to a free call. We'll go through some of your problems that you're facing, and I want to see if we vibe and if you're a good fit for my coaching. So take a look at the description, bro. I think you're going to be interested in that. Take action on what I said in this video. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to change your life. Sweat or regret, bro. I'm out.